Shabbat Shalom, family. Shabbat Shalom. I love the Sabbath. You know, this is our day. We stop working and stop doing everything we normally do and pay attention to the Most High. All right, y'all. It is so many things to talk about when it comes down to current events. We're going to do a part 2 today. It is just so much stuff going on. You can hardly keep up. Okay. Shabbat Shalom, Queen.
Shabbat Shalom.
All right. How are you feeling today?
Excellent.
Good. Good.
Mhm.
All right. I think if I was not living through all of the things that I'm seeing, I would not believe it. I'm going to share my screen. And I want to show you something, Queen.
Okay.
Let's see here. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I see it.
There are so many stores. A lot of people don't realize last week was unprecedented with retailers announcing their stores closing. I mean, it happened in numbers never seen before. In a single day,
Wow.
1,100 stores announced their closure. So let me show you who they're calling this retail apocalypse. Now, this is what I think. Because of all of the change going on in population, these retailers are just not getting
Mm-hmm.
people coming into the stores like they did years ago. Remember, we got a low birth rate going on. We got
That's right.
opioid plague going on. Suicides are going through the roof. The population is going through a very rapid change. And it is really impacting, these retailers. Remember, Toys R Us closed because people aren't having babies. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember doing that video. People are not having babies. You can't keep all these children toy stores and stuff open anymore. People are losing money.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's go down. Check out these stores that made announcements just last week alone.
Wow.
Foreclosure. Charlotte Russe, Family Dollar, Abercrombie and Finch, Cheapo.
Wait.
Okay, so altogether, more than 1,100 store closings were announced in a 24-hour period.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that says a lot.
But you know what? You know what I was thinking about, Lisa? I was thinking about it the other day.
Uh-huh.
They keep talking about how these white people are gentrifying these neighborhoods, and um, I don't think it's on the scale of people really thinking it is. I think they're just throwing that out there to make people nervous.
Right.
Because with the stores closing down, it ain't adding up. It's not adding up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. It's not adding up.
Yeah. This is going to reveal a lot. I think the long-term goal is we're eventually going to see how small the white population in America really is.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that's the end goal of all of these closures.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this came just, people don't realize, just the week before, J.C. Penney's, The Gap, Victoria's Secret, and Tesla announced just in that week 300 stores closing.
Damn.
So altogether in 2019 alone, more than 5,300 stores are planned to close this year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Wow, that's a lot.
that's a lot. That's a lot. Think about
Mm-hmm.
it. You know,
That really
around
is.
me, there's a Family Dollar. Now, I'm not sure whether the one around me is going to close or not,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, that's huge, y'all.
You mean the damn dollar store is shutting down? Come on.
Yes, yes.
Mm-mm-mm.
And the thing is, like I said, I think things are far worse in America, and a lot of this, like Jussie Smollett, they're just and R. Kelly, they're just throwing all these distractions
Mm-hmm.
so that you don't look at the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is also a sign that yes, Dollar Tree did take over Family Dollar, but they're still closing some of those stores in areas
Mhm.
where they're not earning money.
Mhm.
Now, they're not gonna let you know that America does not have money. And I think this is another sign that we're seeing America's not doing as well as you think.
Mm-mm.
Like you said, when you see dollar stores closing, it's pretty
That's
bad.
yeah, that's something is really going on, you know.
Mhm.
And I've seen that up here in California.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. We
Mhm.
had, this must have been like around 2010. It had to be because my mom was still alive. She and my mom used to like to go out sometimes and have coffee and, and just pastries and stuff. So we would go out together sometimes to the diners, and there was a Starbucks around the corner. And back then we would go in there and just sit down and have coffee and just talk and everything.
Mhm.
That Starbucks, I think, didn't even last 2 years.
Damn.
Gone. It's gone.
Mm-mm.
It's like almost as fast as it showed up, it disappeared. And we also had Toys R Us. Back
Mhm.
in the day, we had Kitty City. We had all that stuff. All of those stores are gone around here.
Mhm.
There are no toy stores locally, not unless you go into a retail store where they just have a department for children, but that's about it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
major plants are closing too. I saw a Tesla is actually on that list of plants.
Yeah. Yeah, my stepson was working for Tesla. They laid him off about a month ago.
Wow.
Uh-huh. And I mean, it was a massive layoff.
Mhm. Did you
Mhm.
see what GM is doing, Queen? That
What?
was actually in the news too. GM, now back in the day, you could start working at GM for $22 an hour. That's just
Mhm.
walking in the door and starting.
Mhm.
Cut that salary in half to now all new starters start at 11 an hour.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
no longer start at 22 an hour like back in the day.
Mhm.
I mean, that just tells you, it's bad.
Yeah, it is bad. I mean, how can somebody even make a living off of that?
You
Really?
can't. That's
Really?
money,
Mhm.
you know? Yeah, I heard about Papa John's. I don't care if they close.
Oh, please, that nasty
I
stuff. I
I
never had a Papa John's pizza in my life.
You know what? You ain't missing nothing. I've had it a handful of times. Back in the day when my son was still in school, they used to have pizza parties, and every now and then they would invite the parents to come. And I went up there one day, for their classroom pizza party.
Mhm.
They had Papa John's pizza. That stuff tastes like shit. I took one
Yeah,
bite and couldn't even finish the slice.
I feel you.
Okay, I couldn't finish it. I was
We make ours at home.
Yeah, I love homemade pizza.
Mhm.
I love homemade pizza. My son
Mhm.
is that's the one thing we come together and do.
Mhm.
He likes to get the, dough and spread out the sauce, and I get the cheese, and then I put all the toppings that we want on it.
Mhm.
Trust me, it tastes better than any
Way better.
store
Yeah. Mhm.
or have delivered. Tastes better than delivery pizza.
Mhm. And more nutritional because you want to put what you want to put on it.
Mhm. Yeah,
Mhm.
especially in the
Mhm.
summer. I get a lot of the vegetables that I put on there from my garden.
Oh, that sounds
Really
good.
good. Yeah, so it's really good, y'all.
Mhm. That sounds real good.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean,
But I know where you're coming from, Lisa, because we read a lot of articles come our way, and
mm,
we don't present everything that we read. We getting a pulse of what's going on. And America's broke.
yes, that's what I'm saying. That's why we're seeing this. And just think about this. 5,300 stores announced that they are closing, and we are just in the beginning of March.
Mhm.
That's
Ooh.
this year, 2019.
Like, yeah, back to what I was saying before. We ain't even hit the 90-day mark and all this stuff.
Now, I
Shit,
mean, can you
I
can you
can't keep
imagine
up.
what we really get into retrograde? We're still
This retrograde ain't no joke.
like
I'm telling you.
this. Oh my goodness, do you see everything happening?
It's biting a hole in their tail.
And
Mhm.
we haven't even gotten to the second supermoon, y'all. I mean, look at what's happening.
Ooh-wee. The pimp hand is real.
And you know what? The most solar events are gonna happen in 2019. So
Mhm.
it ain't no telling how we gonna look by the end of the year.
Slim,
Looking good at
slim,
all.
slim pickings.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, these
Mhm.
folks are losing their minds,
I can relate. Mhm.
Mhm.
I can totally relate.
Yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
I know many people, and you know what, y'all? That's why so many black men and women, especially around here where I am, are doing things like Uber,
Mhm.
Lyft, DoorDash, Eat
Mhm.
24, Grubhub. A lot of them are working for those places because they had these retail jobs and they don't have them anymore.
Mhm.
You know, you see a lot. When you come around here, you'll see a lot of black men and women doing those kind of jobs now.
Mhm. My son, my son doing it. He just graduated from college
Yeah,
down in LA. He driving for Uber,
yeah.
um, and stuff. They ain't hiring no folks.
Mm-mm.
Mm, yeah.
So a lot of them are doing these jobs now. But you know
Mhm.
what but you know what? It debunks all that mess about us being lazy. Because if black people can't find no job, they could at least fall back on that.
Mhm. Yeah, and he's doing it full time because his girlfriend is getting her master's in psychology.
Mm,
So she can't work.
right.
So he has to, do what he have to do
Mhm.
and stuff. So
Yeah, March 21st, the next supermoon. We're not
mm,
that far away from it, y'all.
boy, stuff going on.
Mhm.
Mm.
I tell you, it's no telling what we're gonna be facing, but
I'm just curious. You know what? I was watching CNN and I I was just reading because I have it on mute.
uh-huh.
And Korea is talking about shooting them missiles again. I
Yeah,
said,
they're going
see,
to. Trump
ooh,
he should have
screw
sat
that
his ass there and just completed that deal. Now, I got a story on my other channel that I gotta
up.
publish, and it says that the Trump administration already know this Korean deal is doomed.
Mm-hmm.
Trump messed everything up the moment he started worrying about Cohen instead of just sealing that deal while he was there. There is no reason why that deal could not have been done. And Trump made it worse when he got up and lied on them folks. That's why they're doing what you're seeing. They're
Yeah,
rebuilding
I
their wall.
figured that. I knew that was gonna happen because you lied on their soil. You
Mhm.
don't play with them people like that. See,
Yeah.
Trump ain't gonna go back over there. He not gonna go back over there. I don't think he gonna go back over there and
Mhm.
stuff. And did you see also that transvestite, that Manning dude that Obama um granted clemency to back in jail?
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
saw that.
I read an article that person, I call it the it. I don't know what this the it. Um, might have to do up to 18 months because Manning said the it said it ain't gonna reveal anything. But you know what? When Obama granted him or her clemency, it did not even appreciate it.
No, they never do.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I tell my people, don't knock yourself out
Mm-hmm.
anymore. Our days of trying to fit in and assimilate and all that stuff is over. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we ain't gotta please nobody but ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only thing you should be focusing on. Screw pleasing these people. They're incorrigible. You can't please them no, on your hardest day. Forget about that. It's not even worth it. It's counterproductive.
Mm-hmm. It really is. It really is. It
Don't even
really
waste your
is.
time with that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not surprised that it got arrested again. You
Mm-hmm.
know, do you see what they do during protests? Pull up the protests it has been in.
Okay, let me look it up. Let
They're
me see.
violent in these protests, and you see how when it's them, they just turn the other way. But when it's one of us, if we throw a bottle or stand on a car, they want to beat you down and arrest you.
Yeah. Don't pull out no trash picker. See shovels to get dead.
Mhm.
That's ridiculous.
Your house and argue with you because you out there picking up some damn trash. These people done lost their whole damn mind.
Black folks is tired.
Well, Queen, I gotta show you this next article.
Okay.
In fact, when I saw this, I thought about you.
All right.
Look at what it says. More severe weather is coming,
Wow.
partially powered by a strengthening El Nino. Now, the last time El Nino happened was 2015, 2016. And
Mm-hmm.
what it did was because the earth got so warm that year, it actually incubated old diseases, and those
Mm-hmm.
diseases started becoming active globally. That's what happened the last time we had El Nino. And they said it's coming back this year and it will be devastating.
Wow. I'm reading it.
So they are predicting more severe storms
Mm-hmm.
in the southern part of the United States. They are talking about stronger thunderstorms, tornadoes, hurricanes. Everything is going to be more severe.
It is so intense.
Hmm.
Oh wait. Then summer gonna kick in and we're gonna be burning up. And then we're gonna get some more California fires. Lord have mercy.
Hmm. So they are saying that the waters, usually when you get your strong hurricanes, it's because the ocean is warm.
Mm-hmm.
And they said we are going to have warmer oceans this year, which is going to even strengthen the storms and they'll be more intensified.
Wow.
I mean, look at what we're getting in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
We just got out today. We are officially out of the polar vortex. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're hitting 49 degrees today. So
It
we are,
was last night, Lisa. It was last night it was 44 degrees up here. Now that's cold for us.
uh-huh.
And it's 48 right now.
Well, that's
And
tropical for us.
uh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it was really cold out there for us. And there's a tornado warning coming too.
Hmm.
Wow, that's all I'm just looking at the weather. Oh, so much.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. But yeah, there are articles out that talked about the last time El Nino hit, it unleashed all kinds of diseases across the world.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you see how we are left so much in the dark when it comes down to the news, but mainstream news are offended that the new black media exists. They're not even telling you nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we telling a whole lot.
Woo, yeah, we even getting on Roland Martin's ass.
Uh-huh. He
He's
coming unhinged. I love it.
you new black media, you don't even do the work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, Roland, we are doing the work. That's why people are listening.
Yes.
Okay, just because we're not doing it the way you feel it should be done, that doesn't mean we're not doing the work.
Yeah, we your competition. He had a hangout over there the other night. He couldn't even get 100 people.
I know
I,
what you mean. I looked over there. He had, I think, like 43 people.
and I said, "Damn, Roland, what's really going on?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He had 43 people. And I had a hangout going on the same time, and I had over 200. That's what he's pissed off about.
Mm-hmm. He over there watching us.
Uh,
Better,
and
better.
I see, I did my video on Senator Flowers. You did yours, and now Roland cropped up with
Yeah, I seen that shit. I seen that shit. I
Roland
said,
is watching us. He
you
ain't
know,
playing no goddamn ball.
that's the second time I didn't did a video,
Uh-huh.
and because it was a video that I did the other day, and I was suspicious, and I said, "Is Roland watching me?" I
Mm-hmm.
was kind of wondering if he's watching someone else, because
Watching
that Lisa, that video with Miss Flowers,
Mm-hmm.
my husband said, "Who is that?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Who is that too?" And boy, sister girl ain't playing. I said everybody need to show that and have that same type of spirit.
Thank you. That's why
Woo!
I said that's what every black politician should be like in this country.
Mhm.
But we're stuck with these old coonish congressional black caucus that want to sit around talking about immigration over their own damn people. I am
Uh-huh.
through with them.
Did you get that email that I sent you? She had had an outburst like that before. She don't play.
No, she don't.
She don't play, and she's had some really.
That way, you gotta understand, she's the only black senator.
I can understand.
You're gonna either have to fight or be passive, and this woman has chose to fight.
Yeah, and I just like the way she put it down. She put it down. She put it down. She gave me life. She gave me life. I love that. You have to back that up. And one of my subs then found her number. I'm gonna call her.
Mhm.
I'm gonna reach out to her, see if
Yeah,
I can get her.
yeah, yeah,
hmm
definitely. That's definitely somebody we should be talking to. That's the voice we should be listening to. Plain.
Yeah, because what I don't like is they just see what the enemy wants to do. They want us to go along, get along, in business as usual. No, it's a new day. I don't know what they on, but just to sit there, I don't see how our folks can just sit there because 9 times out of 10, what they doing is something always against us and stuff. And I like in Arizona when I have visit my relatives down there, it is kind of frightening to see people walking around with guns on their hip and stuff. The first time I seen that, I was like, "What the hell?" Oh
Yeah,
my, that because you don't see that in California, and and stuff. You like, what is these people on? Um, and a lot of that shit is unnecessary. And then that white boy thought he was gonna tell her to be quiet or whatever. You say you gonna shoot me?
mhm,
I loved it. I loved it. Oh, I loved it.
exactly. Yeah, that was nobody but a troll. I'm looking at what they're commenting. Gay, ain't nobody over here gay. Get your ass out of here.
Yeah, go on.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? She actually reminds me of the politicians when I was growing up in Philly, like back in the day.
hmm
Used to have real passionate fights at the city council in Philadelphia like that.
Wow.
Had a lot of black people because the city was overwhelmingly black.
hmm
And you saw that, especially between the white politicians and blacks. It was not unusual to see their arguments on the news back in the day. But then we went through this era where that kind of all faded away. And when
hmm
I watch her, I see that in her.
hmm
I see that passion and fire in her. And
Mhm.
that's exactly what we need. That was
Yeah,
fresh air when I came across that early this morning. I was like,
man.
wow, I
Yeah,
got to do a video on this woman.
well, I have found the whole it was just they just took off to about let me see, you had like what about 3 minutes of it? I
Mhm,
got the whole 6 minutes of it.
mhm, and they
And
said after she got finished, she literally got up, got a cigarette, and went outside to smoke some
she
for
said
herself after
it'll
that
leave.
was over because she was so worked up.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that other one that when I found, I think it was a few years ago. She's had some relatives killed,
Yeah,
a sister and stuff. So she's passionate about this. And somebody got to speak up for us because I don't know what the coon cockers ain't doing shit but getting
no,
a check.
nothing, and it's shameful. They've
Yeah, they.
been in existence for decades, and they don't do a goddamn thing.
What I heard Farrakhan call it. He was talking about some pastor. He said, "I don't want no scared to death, punctified preacher." So I fell out, and that's how the coon cockers act.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. Sure do.
No, see, they don't like anybody that speaks up. You
Mhm.
speak up, then the only thing they can do is throw a hate label on you, and it ain't hate. We
Truth
got
speech.
experience. We live this shit.
Yeah, we know where she's come. We know exactly where she's coming from.
Hmm.
Mhm.
But I said kudos to her. We need more voices, and we need to drown out all the coons and lift voices up like hers.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Now, I know we kind of touched on this yesterday, but I just want to get a little more into radio stations are now banning Michael Jackson music.
Yeah, I seen that
Now,
headline.
I find that amazing. Now,
Mhm.
they took the Cosby Show off.
Mhm.
They're banning Michael Jackson. Don't be shocked. In the next few weeks, they'll ban Art Kelly. I think they already do that.
I think so. Yeah, they already did
Already
that with R.
banned
Kelly.
Art Kelly, right?
Uh-huh.
When you look at TV, these pedophiles on TV, they still, Stephen Collins, Seventh
Mhm.
Heaven, remember? That's still
Mhm.
on syndication. That's still running. He
Uh-huh.
admitted to molesting children.
Mm, mm, mm.
See, this white man literally can rape what he wants. He can be a pedophile. He can do whatever. And
Mhm.
he doesn't even see inside of a courtroom.
Sure don't. Sure don't. In fact, I was listening to something this morning about Henry Weinstein, and they were saying that he didn't avoided court, and a judge finally put his foot down and said, "You got to come to court. It ain't no way. His shit is that messy, Lisa."
Mm-hmm.
And he's been paying off people and paying off people. And the thing is, how detrimental Oprah is, because she legitimizes things
Yes.
and stuff. But the thing that gets me about this is, um, when the FBI investigates you and they bugged his house and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Trust and believe, if they would have had something on him, we would be hearing it.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The thing is, those two, the same two guys that are making the accusation against Michael Jackson, a lot of people don't realize, like True Royal said, the FBI looked into what they were saying and found nothing.
And I think they did it twice, Lisa.
Mm.
Don't hold me to it, but I think they did it. They did it twice on Michael Jackson and stuff, and they couldn't find anything. And when and what I did is I did some investigating 2 nights ago on this Wade dude. He he came after his estate. He asked for billions of dollars,
Wow. And that's
billions.
what this is all about. They're
Uh
trying
huh.
to pick off as much money
Mm-hmm.
from the Jacksons as they can. You got to understand, the Jacksons are billionaires with a B, billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know, in this society they can't stand seeing black people with that.
Mm-mm. And they feel like they are entitled. And then I went and seen how this dude dance, Lisa. He
Mhm.
can't dance.
Yeah, well, I'm not so
Uh-uh.
about
You
that.
know, he just mimicking. He mimicking. It ain't natural. You
Mhm.
know, the dude can't dance. His paper game is all wrong. And he dated two of Michael's family members, two of his nieces and stuff. So he just feel like he's entitled and he just don't have it. He tried to him and his wife tried to do a couple of screenplays. Nobody picked it up. Nobody wouldn't pick up his book. This is all about money
Right, it's
and
all
stuff.
about money and some talentless guy that
Mhm.
never could make it in the business. That's what this is all about.
Yeah. And so what these people are doing is being reactionary, and they won't play Michael's music for a minute. They're gonna play it. They're gonna play it.
Well,
They're gonna
they said,
eventually play it.
listen to this, Queen. They said Michael Jackson music is now selling off the charts. It's
See,
reselling again.
see, that's the fans reacting.
Uh-huh. They
So
said
you
they are buying it like crazy out in the stores now.
sound real familiar, like with something that Lisa Cabrera went through.
Mhm.
I'll just keep it like that.
Yeah, that's what's happening now. The more they drag Michael, the more people are out buying his music.
Hmm.
They said it is like a tidal wave of people going out and just buying all the Michael Jackson.
That's great. That is great. And Oprah's getting it. She didn't already
Oh,
lost
I
53
am
million.
so done with her. I don't even
Oh,
want. I'm done with Oprah.
that
And
bitch is dusty. Her and Gail is dusty.
you know, it's bad enough. I'm not defending Art Kelly. I think it's fucked up that he messes with girls.
Hmm.
But at the same token, you cannot ignore these white men that are doing the same thing. They're not being arrested. Nobody is banning them. They're
I
not
mean,
going to court. We're
you
not.
you got Charlie Sheen running around with AIDS.
Yes.
Shit, and he goes on a tour.
He admitted that he infected women that he was sleeping with.
Uh-huh.
He is still free. So
Mhm.
no, don't come over here looking for me to drag a black man and you won't do nothing about these white dudes.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know, this is ridiculous. And I'm sick of seeing that. I'm sick of seeing the brothers get dragged and they get, you know, thrown all through the system, and these white men that are doing the same thing hardly get
Uh-huh.
touched.
No, they don't. They can't do no wrong. You look at Manafort. He just stole from the country
Yes!
and everything.
The
And
thing
people are really disgusted with this shit.
um, Mueller is getting involved and said he's coming forward and said that Manafort deserves more time.
Yeah.
Nobody is happy, and he's not happy.
Mm-mm.
He's
Mm-mm.
not happy, and he already said they're going to challenge the sentence. There's
Mm-hmm.
no way he should walk away from doing he stole millions,
Mm-hmm.
and he
Yeah.
47 months. That's it. That's not even 4 years.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. He's gonna get sentenced next week in DC.
Yeah, they're
Uh-huh.
saying that they're going to challenge that because they are not happy with what that judge gave. And I was looking, that same judge has a reputation for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
He want to tread lightly on the white people that go into the court
Yeah,
of
they'll throw a fucking book at a black man.
right.
He'll be up under the jail.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, right. Robert, two dead black men within Ed Buck's house, and he
Yeah.
no charges on them.
And they hush hush.
And they caught him with another black man, I think, like a week ago.
What?
Yeah, he got caught with another black man, out with a black man about a week ago.
Boy, they better leave these white folks alone. Better stay up out of these white people's house.
Yeah, see, Ed Buck is a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's enticing these black men with money. That's what it's really coming down to.
Mm-hmm.
And how the hell do you have two dead bodies in your house and nobody gets arrested?
Wow. What? This same judge put a 16-year-old in jail, in prison for 3 years for stealing a fucking backpack?
Yes.
Ooh, what a contradiction.
Yes. Okay, so he pretty much gave Manafort the same kind of sentences that somebody that did a petty theft,
Mm-hmm.
and
And
the
it was
punishment
and it
don't
was
fit
never
the crime.
proven.
Right, punishment don't fit the crime as usual.
Mm. No, you don't do no time for that at all.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that's just a load of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-mm-mm.
no, I don't believe if you're not going to ban all of these other pedophiles and everybody, you should not be banning Michael Jackson. But it don't matter what these radio stations ban. Regardless of that, people are still going to listen to Michael Jackson music.
They ain't stopping shit. But I'm glad that, see, we need to point out the radio stations that are doing it. You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it shows you what they about. That you reactionary like that, knowing the shit is a lie. That's the part that gets me. That's what I don't like about this fake ass media. They know it's a lie,
right.
and they want to just, they want us to go along and get along. Fuck them.
Hmm. Now I know you saw the recent interviews that Gail King did on
Mhm.
R. Kelly, and then and then the women that live with him and everything.
Yes.
And I can't stand Gail King. I seriously,
But some of the inappropriate questions she was asking, talking about what you doing in the bed and all that.
yeah,
Really, girlfriend? Really?
yeah.
You wouldn't ask no white girl that.
Sure wouldn't. And how come they're not dragging Harvey Weinstein and Les Moonves on TV asking them these same questions? You
They
know,
got.
they have literally made the black man the boogeyman of you too. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
me too. Me too. They've literally made the black man the face and the pedophile
Mm-hmm.
of Me Too. And
Mm-hmm.
Gail, I mean, I don't mean no harm, but this woman has been wearing the same goddamn hairstyle for the last 40 years.
Yes, she have.
Okay. I
She
mean,
was.
this woman's
I think I was around Gail for like 4 hours when I went to that conference, and she had that hairstyle
mm-hmm.
and stuff. Yeah, she had that hairstyle. She real tall
Been
too.
wearing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's been wearing that same hairstyle back in the day when Oprah was on the air.
But in the 80s.
Yeah, I saw Gail King back then, and she was sporting that same hairstyle. I said, does this woman ever change her hair?
Mm-hmm.
She's been looking she's been looking the same way for probably the last 30 years.
Mm-mm-mm.
But yeah, I think what disappoints me about Oprah, it's bad enough our men get dragged in the media. Now you jumping on the bandwagon and
And she knew she was gonna get drugged, but I don't think she knew how hard it was. And then the sheer disrespect of Katherine Jackson, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, that woman is in her 80s.
Yeah, and she's her health has failed greatly,
Mhm,
and I pray that her family is trying to keep it away from her as much as possible.
yeah,
Um, and I had seen an interview with Jermaine, and he just cried so hard.
mhm,
It just really touched me
yeah,
how the family, because they're really nice people, and
mhm,
they too damn nice as far as I'm concerned.
yeah,
Um, and stuff. And they said Janet just don't want to say nothing because she said she knows she say something, it's just going to be more energy on it.
right,
And it's abusive what they're doing. But you know, Oprah, she made her decision because what she did was she did it to the royal family because that was a diss to all of us. She didn't give a fuck. She said, I don't give a fuck what black people think.
right.
So we done with you. You.
Yeah, I
Mhm,
sure will never watch anything with Oprah's name attached to it again. I
mm-mm,
don't care if it's a movie and y'all say it's up for an Oscar. I'm not gonna watch anything with her name on it.
mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
And they said she lost what, $53 million?
Uh-huh. Yeah, she lost 53. And I remember when OWN had first started, she was playing all them little shows for with
Mhm,
white people shows, and then she had to go get some black folks to save it.
mhm.
She gonna lose that. She gonna lose it. We're gonna show you something, Oprah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, she don't even own it anymore. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I
right. I
but
don't know. I don't know how much ownership she has of it. I don't. I have to go read it, but I know she don't own it outright 100%.
mhm. I
Mm-hmm.
tell you what, like I said, I'm not watching nothing with her name attached on it.
Mm-mm.
I don't care what it's about.
Yeah, me too. I'm done.
I mean, I just can't stand. I just, oh man, I
Mm-mm.
just can't stand when black people drag each other.
Mhm.
What are you getting out of it? You know what?
And she put herself, she imposed herself in it. And then when I heard when they did the private screening, she gonna hire counselors, have a room full of men who have been molested, and if something triggers them, then they'll be there to deal with them. I said, you dusty bitch. It's just sickening.
Right,
All of it is sickening.
right, right. I mean, yeah. She. I think Oprah was looking just to get some negative attention. Well, she got it. She gonna get more than what she bargained for this.
Yep.
And you know what? And as far as Monique is concerned, go Monique. I see a lot
Yep.
of people are now flocking over to Monique to listen to what she's saying about. Oh,
I've been listening to Monique,
tell you
you
something.
know.
I always believed Monique
Me too.
came
Mhm.
down to Oprah. I
Mhm.
always believed her.
Mhm.
I always believed her. I knew she was telling the truth.
Yeah, cause she even when she had her family there, that was dirty how she pulled that whole thing there. When she interviewed her mother and father and her brother and all of that was just, ooh, that was so messy.
Yeah, yeah, but I always knew she was telling the truth about all of
Mhm.
them. And I mean, and look at how that interview with Steve Harvey turned out.
Lord.
That was disastrous for Steve Harvey. And then the very next day, after Monique and Steve Harvey were talking, he tried to come out and say, I used the wrong words. No, nigga, you used the right word.
Well, you sure did. No, 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 no. You sure did. Don't you try to clean it up now. Gonna
Mhm.
tell her basically to bow and scrape, and
Yeah,
you owe her an apology.
I mean, he literally told her to be a coon.
Mhm.
Literally
Mhm.
told her that, just in a different way, but the end result the same, be a coon.
And I've read people say her husband is messing her up and all. No, well, it's like, no, you don't want her to have a husband. You don't want no black men around.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. He's good for her. He's watching her back.
Right. He sure is. But yeah. Yeah, I do remember that too. Chaos 703, Ray Don Chung said the same thing about Oprah years ago.
How you doing, Taryn? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how you doing, Taryn and KD,
Mm-hmm.
CH38? How everybody? Wow, y'all are here.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm not surprised. I've been hearing dirt about Oprah probably off and on
Mm-hmm.
over the years. But
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of hard to size up a people when they act one way on TV, but they're a whole different way when they're off the cameras. And that's exactly what Monique was trying to tell us.
Mm-hmm.
That smiling in front of the camera, Oprah, that really wasn't her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She a low down dirty dog.
Yeah, she is. But you know what, Queen? This is the time of revealing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're in, you know? And when you were talking about retrograde and everything, that's
Mm-hmm.
why it's going to intensify. We are in
Yeah.
the time of revealing.
Yeah, that's the thing that I forgot to reveal to people about retrograde, because it always talk about um um I'm always saying don't do anything new, redo. Also with retrograde also how it can affect you. It can grab something back into your past and and um and expose you. And I've been seeing a lot of this lately with this retrograde stuff. Every time it comes up. Um but this is a very special retrograde because of this super moon. And
Mhm.
like I said, something big gonna happen, and I don't know what it is, or are we watching a lot of big things happening every day? Actually, it's a lot more chaos in this one.
It is. It is. You're right. Because when I saw Trump do that business deal, and I thought about what you're saying, you said don't do any new deals, and he was over there doing new deals, and
Yeah,
that's how it
I
turned
knew
out.
it wasn't going. I knew the trip. I knew it was not going to go right. I said and it also tells you don't make long distance trips. And
Mhm,
they say Trump is never good overseas.
mhm.
After the third day, he acts a fool.
Yeah, and they
Um.
don't sleep. The whole
Mhm.
time he's overseas, he don't sleep.
Mhm.
And that man, he really should not be making any deals in that condition,
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know? And you can't have a narcissist, selfish person making deals because they're going to always put themselves first. And
Mhm.
that's what you saw when he jumped on a plane and flew all the way back here and not make a deal with those people. Those people were disappointed. They really believed they had a great chance of walking away with a deal they could live with. And Trump just blew them off.
Mhm.
Yeah, they are pissed.
He can't do shit right. Mm-mm-mm.
No, he can't. He screwed up the government shutdown. He screwed up the trade tariffs. They said the trading war that he had going on, they said America got even a bigger debt behind that mess.
Mhm.
And to add to that, Lisa,
Shabbat.
there's a shalom, Lisa. How you doing?
All right.
Shalom to Royal. How you doing?
Hi, KD. How you doing?
Go ahead.
All right. And just to add to your point, I just read across an article that thousands and thousands of stores like Family Dollar and all these other little chains at Dollar General, they're closing up like flies.
We
Yeah,
were just talking about that
but
in the first part. Mhm.
I opened with that story.
Mhm.
Total
Yeah.
of 5,300 stores have closed in 2019.
Damn.
And we're
That's,
just in March.
damn, that's fast.
5,300 stores.
Mm-mm-mm. Woo.
I know,
Mm-mm-mm.
and yeah, and Trump is just so selfish, self-centered, and this is not the man. No matter how much he talks about he's a businessman and know how to close the deal, we are seeing the exact opposite when it comes down to Trump. Yeah, Taryn, I can send you a link. Hold on.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're seeing the exact opposite. Trump does not know how to close no deal. Trump is bad at business altogether. And that's because he don't do business. He got a whole bunch of people around him that
Mhm.
are his foot soldiers. And look, Michael Cohen is showing you that. He did all the legwork.
Mm-hmm.
And Trump told him to do, he did it. He's revealing it. Trump is
Lord have mercy.
And the funny thing is, Lisa, his IQ is being on display in front of the whole world.
high. That's why he's trying to hide his SAT scores, his high school grades, and his college grades.
Lord.
I kill my ass.
You funny.
Oh man, but he's running away from the very same high IQ he praises. Oh man.
That's hilarious. Mm-mm.
Oh my goodness. It's just so funny to me that now when Esau Edom is being on full display, guess what they're doing? They're running. They're not even claiming it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I mean, it's shameful to have your president fall before the entire world.
Yeah, on the world stage.
On everything. He flopped with the shutdown. Nancy Pelosi dragged his ass.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally destroyed him, Lisa. Destroyed him.
On in front of everybody.
And now they back KD back to doing what they was doing before in Korea. They getting ready to set up the missiles and everything. They pissed with I said, he not going back over there.
See, some people see the thing is true. Well, some people just thinking, oh, he came there to negotiate. I literally think he was coming there to beg not to hurt us. And when I mean us, I'm talking about them.
Yeah, and then those hearings was going on, and that was really disturbing them, because they were saying that everything was abrupt. He can't focus on one damn thing. He's so menacing and so messy and so grimy,
Yeah.
And to sit there and think that his ex-employee, he was worried about the words of his ex-employee piercing through him than these so-called negotiations, which I felt was a begging job all along. America is in no position of power. This is all bluff.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't have no allies. If they want somebody to, if they go to war with somebody, the first thing they'll go ask a country to help them, and then the country gonna say, well, you got to break me off some money.
The only one that's with America right now is Israel. That's it.
And
European allies. He already alienated. Hey, Tareen. Is Tareen on the panel?
Is he?
Not yet.
Oh, okay, Tareen, I sent you the link. I hope you see it. Well, anyway, he done told off. Remember, they had the G20, and he pretty much told off the European nations over his failed trade deal.
Wow.
We are now going to have to pay higher prices for items because Trump fucked up the trade war. He messed it all up. America now owes more money than when he started the whole trade war.
Wow.
And you know what's going to happen. That cost is going to pass right on to us. I mean, this man is just so lousy at everything. He needs to go sit his ass down.
Yeah, he really do.
He's showing what kind of student he really was. Stupid.
Yeah.
It's shameful. I saw someone put in, hold on, let me see if I can go back. See something. Well, anyway, Elhan Omar, do you see the way they're trying to drag her?
I seen that. I read all of that.
Yeah, she did a speech and said, why can't we say anything about the Jews? And of course, they started all that anti-Semitic, which is such
I'm so sick. As long as I can remember, you can just say, you can't say nothing about them. They don't never do nothing wrong.
Right.
With they thieving ass.
Yeah, that you say anything about them, now you owe them an apology. And now they're trying to drag this woman and make life miserable for her. And she's making a good point. What is it about you that nobody can say a damn thing?
Yeah, that stuff then played out. My son was saying that when we were doing a hangout on my channel. You
Mhm.
hide behind a cloak of being a woman. You hide behind a cloak of being gay, but you're doing wrong. You
Yeah,
know, you're doing wrong. You're doing something wrong. And then
right,
when you get busted on it, um, you're this, you're that, you're homophobic, you're male chauvinist. No, you just did something wrong. What
right.
the fuck did that got to do with all that other stuff?
Mhm.
Tired of them. They didn't wore that shit out. And they steadily digging for money.
Right.
Our money. Our money.
And they are getting our money because they get money every single year from the US, billions of dollars for
Mm-hmm.
the state of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think about this. They get money from us. They get money from Canada. They get money from a variety of European countries. They
Mm-hmm.
get all this money every year.
They are greedy.
Check. I read some of the checks these Jews get are as high as $400,000 a year
Mm-hmm.
in reparation money. Can you imagine getting that every single year?
Shit, you would never have to go to work.
And some of the descendants of the Jews are getting tens of thousands of dollars every single year. Yeah, you don't have to work.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, times that in your head, times 1952 all the way up until now. How many checks they got?
That's a long time, man.
1952 until all the way up until now. And their thing is, you gonna pay us as long as you have to.
Mm-hmm. And you bet not even breathe anything because they always right. They always right. And then they just stole everything from us. They pigs.
So that's their theory. You keep paying us forever. Okay, for what you did for 4 years, you pay us forever.
Mm-hmm. And they lied and said it was 12.
Well, they lied and said it was 6 million people. And when you look at the census back then, there weren't even 6 million Jews in Europe.
Mm-mm-mm.
But see, when you point all of this out, you're anti-Semitic, blah, 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 blah. But it's okay for y'all to own the record companies and have our men calling us bitches and hoes and niggers. That's okay though, right?
Mm-mm-mm.
But don't call you nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because when rap first came out, it was conscious rap. It wasn't gangster rap. I remember when rap came out.
Mm-hmm.
I was in junior high school.
Yeah, they've been getting reparations off of the fact that they're Jews. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but when we ask for something, what is Bernie Sanders' reaction? His people are getting reparations, and I'm getting sick and tired of every time that question comes up. His question is well, what's reparations? We're getting it.
Yeah, and they exposing his shit even more. And that's what I'm loving.
Oh
Hi,
my,
Taryn.
he gets on my nerves.
What's going on?
Hey, Tareen.
Yeah, I heard y'all talking about one Vermont native, Bernie Sanders,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about some feel the burn.
and how he claims to not know what reparations are.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he kills me with that. Every time that question is asked, the next thing out of his damn mouth is, well, what's reparations?
And he's not, and you know what's so crazy? He's not the only one that tries to act dumbfounded whenever that word comes up. Like the same thing happened with Kamala Harris and Cory Booker and the rest. It's like when they get asked that question, they try to duck and dodge. And the latest one was James Clyburn.
Yeah. He trying to shut it down. His ass gonna get shut down. And I found out last night that Cory Booker was also assisting the fake Jews in getting reparations.
Yeah, he
See?
actually signed on. He actually signed on their bill
Mm-hmm.
for Jews to get the reparations from the French rail company that transported them.
Yeah. Yes.
He signed on that. But when he was asked from the Breakfast Club,
What I hear some backgrounds.
a lot of background noise. Okay, that's Taryn. Okay,
Uh-huh.
when they asked Cory about reparations, the same one that signed on it for the Jews this last time, he laughed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's so funny?
It's not funny. I don't appreciate it.
I want to know. And him
at all.
have been hemming and hawing and laughing at the question. I want to know what's so goddamn funny.
Mm-hmm. I'm so glad people is digging up this shit and laying it out. They really showing, and they really showing what they about. In fact, I forget what channel did that. They even went and dug up Joe Biden stuff, found out how racist he is.
Yeah, well, I always knew that about Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm.
I always knew, because at one point in time, Joe Biden and his kids were Pennsylvania politicians, the state that I was born in.
Okay.
I always knew that about him.
Mm-hmm.
I always knew he was a racist.
Yeah, that's good. Everybody's just getting exposed. I love it.
You know what? I don't want to hear nothing about Jussie Smollett. We need to keep up the talk on reparations and keep the heat on these politicians.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick of talking about him. That's just nothing but a distraction. He's not the first person to lie about a crime. He won't be the last. I don't want to hear that shit anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and they like Yvette said that the smear campaign is coming, and Javin Bullets, anything with Javin Bullets' name on it, he messy. Some of y'all know about Javin Bullets out there.
Yeah.
Don't listen to his shit, because he very vindictive. Now
Did y'all hear?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Did y'all hear the latest about the former governor of Maine? I had meant to upload that video, but I must have I do so many videos, I probably skipped over and I need to upload it, but it's there. He he's no longer the governor of Maine, but he was the one that made that comment about how it's black people that come up from New York to do drugs or deal drugs.
Yeah.
Him. And he came out and basically said that they can't get rid of the electoral college because it's going to make white people a forgotten class or something to that effect. It was something so dumb.
I did see that.
Oh, okay.
I said, here he go again. I said, I could have sworn you was out of office and you still talking.
Oh, these folks is pitiful and pathetic.
I said that man come back more times than a herpes bump.
Oh, Lord.
Well, they could never be a protective class because they are inundated in every part of the government. A forgotten class. What part of the government are these white folks not in?
Mm-hmm.
So how could what he's saying even be possible? Really think about it. How could that even be possible?
People a joke.
Yeah. That's unbelievable. I'm not surprised his ass is cropping up again. Somebody had wrote me and said, did they do anything about the Virginia governor? No, they're not going to.
No, but they'll continue to jab at Justin Fairfax though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You look at that situation, and I can't get over his wife handing cotton to black children.
Mm-hmm.
That bitch.
I'm telling you, I said them two up there, they some freaks to me. There's something going on between him and his wife with their little fantasy stuff. He Halloween, he dressed like a slave master. They real fascinated with this and stuff.
Yeah, they sure are. It's almost like they want to go back in history to that time.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how they and I bet you they wouldn't go out there and pick their own cotton.
Oh, hell no. That's a tough job. That's really tough. And the cotton has sharp points on it when you're picking the plant.
Yeah, it'll cut your fingers bad if you don't watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to know how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had to pick a certain amount because it had to come in a certain weight.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They would weigh it, and if you didn't pick enough, they make you go back out there and get more.
And then you got to think how light cotton is. So that means they were out there all
a lot of
day.
picking.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look, America made 91% of its wealth off of cotton alone. Just picture that in your head. And that cotton went out worldwide.
I still can't get past it, Lisa, that my mother picked cotton. Is young, and when my mother passed, she was 67. That's young, and she picked cotton. She talked about it often. I can't get past that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, August Dream, during Black History Month, there were a lot of stories that came out with these teachers making kids be slaves and stuff. I did one on a gym teacher that set up an obstacle course and told the black kids to act like they were runaway slaves. See,
What?
I'm like, what the hell is wrong with these teachers?
I missed that one. I gotta go find that video.
I want to know, what is the point in making our kids act like freaking slaves? I want to know.
Then what they'll do is they'll come back and say, "Oh, it was just a joke."
That ain't no joke.
We
It
don't.
really isn't. I said, because it wouldn't be a joke if you had a black teacher, had his white students dressed up like they were in the Holocaust on Yom Kippur
Right.
or Hanukkah.
Yeah, they make a big deal out of it, but it's also innocent when it comes to us.
Right.
You know, it was just an innocent mistake. They know exactly what they're doing.
First of all, when you start repeating the same pattern over and over, you're not sorry. We see too many of these stories every single year in Black History Month. Remember last year, and I think you might have did a story on this, Tareen, where a teacher had this black student lay down and they stepped on them. Stepped on the black student as he was laying down, talking about this is what they did to slaves. Our kids don't need to know what they did to fucking slaves. What kind of lesson is that in school?
And it's like, you know what?
And it's so crazy because they are the same ones that say that we need to move past slavery, but you keep doing stuff to bring it up and think that it's funny. So how exactly are we moving past it? And actually, when you're not only bringing it up, but you're doing physical demonstrations of just an ounce of what was going on. That's just an ounce of what was happening during slavery. Now, if they wanted to go full-fledged, then you already know there would probably be riots.
Right. But you know what, Tareen, did you see that story on the kids that were taken out to a plantation and they were made to sing songs and pick cotton? Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
I seen that.
How could you not see that last month? That's like a lot of that was going on. Isn't like every single day something was in the news about them doing some kind of bootleg so-called tribute to slavery.
Right.
That's probably what they call it, a tribute, to try to make it seem like it was so like to make it to soften it up.
And you know where that happened? That happened in South Carolina, James Clyburn State.
How about that? A Southern fried Negro.
And I wanted to also add,
a Southern fried Oreo, I should say.
You would think at this point the amount of exposure they would stop doing blackface. Every single year we do blackface videos.
Yes.
I mean, it ain't enough channels out here. Shoot, everybody can put a channel together. There's so much stuff to report.
Yeah. Yeah. Before you came on the panel, Tareen, we were talking about how they're banning Michael Jackson music from
I heard that.
Did you also hear that his music is now selling?
Of course.
Across the country, people are now running out and just buying up Michael Jackson music.
I said I knew that would happen. I said Michael Jackson's star power is so strong that it's stronger even when he's been dead. And the thing is, I don't know why they even bothered to do that, because you got to think 3 things is about to happen involving Michael Jackson. One, the 10-year anniversary of his death is coming up soon on June 25th. So them radio stations, they better think of something and put some of that stuff back on, because people are going to demand those Michael Jackson marathons like it's nothing. It's 10 years. Number 2, his birthday is 2 months later, August 29th, 1958. So they're going to play music then. And also, I don't know if you know, but Spike Lee, every year on the weekend of Michael Jackson's birthday, he has a block party in Bed-Stuy, New York, tributing it to Michael Jackson, where thousands of people come out and they basically listen to Michael Jackson music and have fun. And they do have celebrities out there doing tributes and speaking like spoken word on behalf of Michael Jackson. Like it's almost like a Michael Jackson festival. And it's crazy because it happens the same weekend as another festival called Afro Punk. So it's like 2 major black events happening at the same time in almost the same location. And number 3, October, Halloween. People gonna be playing that Thriller video like it's nothing.
I know, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But but you know what, Tareen? You notice all of these white men that are going through similar things, you know, with molestation and all that stuff. They sure didn't ban Kevin Spacey from making movies. And we
Mhm.
know Stephen Collins, his show was in syndication, and he admitted to,
Exactly. And you don't hear about Stephen Collins no more. It's almost like he doesn't even exist.
yeah,
Yeah, they just keep it. The media, that's that media helping. They're helping them keeping that shit hush hush.
Speaking of that, I posted a video maybe about a few minutes before I had came onto the panel. There is this documentary that played at Sundance called Untouchable, and it was about Harvey Weinstein. Now, Sundance was back in January, like the last week of January, but I'm just now learning that they had a documentary about Harvey Weinstein and like the earlier part of the allegations that were coming out against him, because this was like right after the whole Me Too thing kicked off. And, you know, Harvey Weinstein was the one that kicked it all off. And it's amazing because wasn't Oprah, didn't Oprah say that she watched the documentary for Leaving Neverland the weekend of her birthday, which was the same weekend that Sundance happened? But how come you didn't see the documentary for Harvey Weinstein that premiered the same exact weekend, and you didn't give that any coverage, and you all hugged up and buddy buddy with Harvey Weinstein? I see more pictures with her with Harvey Weinstein than I ever did see her with Michael Jackson.
right. And she loves the hell out of Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, he disgusting. Ugh.
He
And,
looks like he stinks.
and they got
Yeah, he does.
and they got video evidence of him raping women. Because they said, you know, you would go to Harvey Weinstein, and when you get to him, he would be already standing there with no clothes on.
I know. I was doing some research and he's disgusting.
Yes, that's how he would get many of those women. They
Uh-huh.
go see him, and he'd be already out of his clothes.
Oh, I could imagine how.
And
Ooh,
there
his
are
body was.
videos of this that I heard. I heard there's videos of this.
He would just pop up naked, and you can tell he don't take care of himself. So ooh,
Right.
ooh.
He looks like he bathes in cheese.
Yeah, and he do look like he stink to Ren.
Mm-hmm.
Jewel Gillette, you said what kind of B-Day party did she had? She had a party on a yacht. She was on a yacht on her birthday watching that documentary about Michael Jackson. Now, who watches a documentary like that on their birthday?
On a birthday?
That would be first off, who watches it? My thing is, if I'm on a yacht for my birthday, that's the last thing I'm trying to look at.
Yeah, I ain't watching no damn documentary.
And
Right.
I'm on a yacht.
Mhm.
Like, you must have really had something in your mind that you said, okay, I'm gonna stop all these festivities going right now. I'm on a yacht in the middle of the ocean with friends and family, and I'm going to stop to watch a documentary about some lies that people have dug up about a man who's been dead for almost 10 years.
Right.
Mhm.
I bet you if they brought her that documentary about Harvey Weinstein, she said, you know, I'll look at it later. In translation, she ain't looking at it.
Looking at it, right.
No. Mhm.
Yeah, I tell you, Taryn, I think over this last week, I didn't care for Oprah before, but I really hate her ass now.
I said, yeah, like this is a real opening right here. I think this is the most that Oprah has ever gotten. I said, talked about, not in a bad way, like ever. Like, people who liked her turned on her, and for good reason, because of what she did. Someone even said this, and I have to agree. They said she must not know what the true Michael Jackson fans are like, because they said the Michael Jackson fans are like the original Beehive.
Yeah,
Yep, they are. It sure is.
or worse.
Probably worse.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow. You know, I just, you know, like I said, I just can't get over it.
Mhm.
I think, you know
A
what?
turncoat. I said she's operating like an agent.
Yeah, I stopped watching Oprah. I think it was probably back in the 90s. I was not turning it on. I watched her a little bit, you know, when she first came out, and maybe like a good year, but somewhere in the 90s, I just turned that shit off.
Shalom, family.
Shalom. How you doing?
Just waking up.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome to the panel, Anthony.
Yeah. Wow, it sounds a lot different now.
What does?
The way the way the audio is, usually when I'm on one of these panels, it's like you hear things repeated, repeated, repeated.
You mean like an echo?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's,
okay.
Mhm.
it's wild. Okay, but yeah, what were we talking about?
Oprah being an agent,
Oh, Oprah. Yeah.
or as I call her, Okra Wigfrey.
Oh boy, boy, folks been coming up with all kind of names for Oprah.
Mhm.
Got you on that one.
Yeah.
When I was much younger, when I was watching TV, we'd see her on there, and it was one episode or a few of them, I guess, where I saw her on there, and she was like giving out gifts to people,
Mhm.
and her audience was mostly white, so she gave a white woman a car.
Yeah, she gave
One,
sometimes she gave the whole audience a call.
I remember that.
I'm
Mhm.
like,
Hmm.
I'm like, damn.
Mhm.
But I ain't seen no black people get no car.
Well, there were some in the audience, but no, they were not the majority.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I'm going like,
You know,
well,
a lot of people complained about that because they said when they got the car, they ended up having to pay the sales tax.
Yeah, they sure did.
Remember,
But
That
you
doesn't
that was
surprise me.
but
controversial.
if you go over there and listen to Mr. Superboy, he really break it down about Oprah and Michael Jordan. You know, they didn't have nothing to do with no black folks out in that state.
yeah, they gentrified them neighborhoods that that some of them he lived in.
Mhm.
Well,
And
see,
Oprah does not own outright.
no, no. But you know what? You know when I think I was through with Oprah. Remember when she was talking about opening a school, and then she ended up opening a school in Africa.
Yeah, and she said black kids. I know what she said. She said she was
Yeah,
talking about black kids here. All they want is video games and stuff like that.
I remember that now. Like now that you mention it, that happened a few years ago.
Chicago, and you know how bad those black kids could have used the school in
Mhm.
Chicago. You
Mhm.
know, that whole thing didn't make any sense. Of
They
course,
did.
kids are going to want stuff like that. That's the kids always want the latest toys and games and stuff that are out.
Mhm.
But how do you turn your back on your own community and then cross oceans to Africa to open up some schools?
Yeah.
Mm.
I have
And
no children. I've
that
never had children, but sometimes, but I learned something when I was and this was when I was in the army. I messed up one time, right? And if you're a medic and you in the army, you get sent to one or two places when you mess up, and it's for like 90 days. It's torture too. You either get sent to the morgue or you get sent to maternity. And babies wake up, and I'm like 19 years old at the time. Didn't know nothing about no babies. And the nurses, they were kind of helpful and laughing at me at the same time. You got to pick them up. I got to do what? You have to change their diapers. I got to do what?
Yeah, they have their own schedule.
I got to speak. I got to do what? So
Mm.
then, a lot of times, and you can't intimidate no baby. You can't brab a baby. You can't. You know what I'm saying? Like you can intimidate your buddies and stuff, right? But what happened was I walked in the room with these little books and started reading and got animated at the same time while I was reading these books, and they shut up
yeah.
Mhm.
quickly. So I started doing that every day. And in addition to feeding them and changing diapers and stuff like that, with note to self, don't have kids. I regret that now. I was young then though.
Mhm.
And I was because basically my thing was going out here and training and reading and trying to find out all the life saving skills for like things like people getting shot and stuff, or
Mhm.
catching shrapnel wounds, or tearing a muscle because they stepped in some kind of a little small ditch about the size of their foot and ended up tearing a Achilles tendon or something like that. Now, I know I tore one, but you know, kids want you to read to them. And
Mhm.
I know some about the black children that were in there. You read to one of them, and they start moving their mouth trying to mimic what you doing.
Yeah, black babies are always more advanced than white babies.
The baby, the white kids, they was like they're just shaking their heads left and right, wondering what the hell is
Their
going
eyes
on.
can't even. When you look at their eyes, they can't even focus. That's why when you see them as newborns, so many of them look cross-eyed.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not kidding you. Y'all pull
yeah,
up pictures of
You
their
right, Yusuf.
they look cross-eyed.
yeah. I noticed a
They
lot of
have
them.
no control over anything when they're first born, and black children are actually a few months ahead of them.
Mm-hmm.
A newborn, I noticed a newborn baby's motor coordination skills. I mean, the right side of a newborn black baby's develop rapidly,
Yes,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
that's why they want to slow us down.
and
That's the
then
purpose in the all-white teachers in the black neighborhood, because they're trying to slow us down.
after
And,
3 months,
Lisa, this is further proof that we are of the royal priesthood, according to 1 Peter 2:9. There's no other explanation about it.
Right.
that's right.
And
That's right.
I
Amen.
wanted to talk on this other topic. Y'all remember the white man that was in McDonald's and he started punching on the black cashier over straws? Y'all remember that?
Yes.
He's serving time. He's getting jail time now. In fact, the story just hit the airways.
Oh, that's
You
sweet.
mean the one? You mean the one where the lady delivered that enormous ass whooping?
Hey, TRR, man, bust out that violin on that fool.
Yeah, sir.
I love when Turin busts out the violin. I live for that.
especially when it came down to David Clark. Oh, that was the one right there.
Oh yeah.
That was the one right there. And Lisa, I saw you drew the inspiration to do your own little petty type video.
He still got that. He still got that Title 18 charge on for doing what he did to that white dude that was on the plane.
Mm-hmm. He called.
Then he's got to he still has to deal with those deaths that happened in that jail too.
Well, see, that's why I brought all his quotes and his incidents and him plagiarizing his thesis. I put all of that in my video.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go. There you go.
There you go, y'all.
How much time?
It's not a lot, you know.
And on top of that, he has charges from another incident he was involved with before what happened at that McDonald's in another state. Like this guy's like a floater.
Yeah.
It seems like wherever he goes, he like trouble seems to follow him.
Yes, he's got a rap sheet, you know, and that's what they don't tell you in mainstream about many of these people that get in these incidents.
Mm-hmm. That dude didn't even have the money. He didn't even have $100 to bail himself out.
Right. Mm-hmm. So you remember it went viral when he got into a fight with the McDonald's worker, and she got fired. And I don't believe she should have ever been fired for what happened because he grabbed her first.
She got some lawyers.
Yeah. And unfortunately, her manager and other people were just standing there. She had no choice but to fight the guy off.
Yeah.
What
you don't grab somebody just because
straws.
you know.
Straws. He fought her over some damn straws.
Wow.
You know, because you know, if I was like, you know, walking off into a McDonald's and saw some shit like that, dude probably would have been severely hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I carry things on me.
And then he kicked another employee, a female.
She just got finished. She just had a baby, and on his way out, they said he kicked her in the stomach. You know,
But all this further shows me that they are of ye the devil. It says in John 8:44. I mean, like, there's so much evidence out there that they are of the devil. Why don't other people wake up and see this?
Yeah. But you know what? His punishment wasn't much when you look at this. So his name is Daniel Willis Taylor. He's 40 years old. He pleaded no contest to
That's a hard 40.
battery. He was sentenced to 60 days in jail and credited 58. What does that tell you?
It don't tell you nothing. It tell you that
So only got 2 days.
Credited 58 days already served. Judge ordered him to stay away from the 2 women involved in the incident, as well as McDonald's restaurant. So go back to that McDonald's. Just one restaurant. Taylor, who is listed as transient on court documents, is not only subject to mental evaluation and treatment, but also have to pay $1,000 in fines or volunteer almost 120 hours of community service.
You see, what's going to happen is he's going to keep on being engaged in these violent actions, and his rap sheet going to keep on going up, and they're going to keep on allowing, like they allow a lot of white boys, and then they're going to end up doing something violent to a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, but this punishment don't fit the crime.
Sure don't.
Yeah, right.
Like, you picture a black
And this happened in Florida, so it doesn't surprise me.
right,
Mhm.
but picture a black man grabbing a white cashier in the same
Oh man,
exactly the same thing. I promise you, he would have got years.
years.
This is
Yep.
well, this reminds me of Deuteronomy 28:50. A nation of fierce countenance which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shall favor to the young.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah.
All right, that's what Esau is.
Mhm.
Okay, and I am an Israelite. I am royalty, and I let them know straight up, dude. Let me give you some advice on that. Don't do that, man.
This is America's fault. This is America's fault because America do not want to punish these white males. I mean, it's America's fault.
They don't want to punish them, Lisa, because their time is running out. Their numbers are dwindling.
They don't want to punish. I mean, just think about it. They don't want to punish the opioid addicts. They don't want to punish these.
I don't want to punish none of them.
They can kill. They can steal. They can do everything. They either get minimal sentence or no sentence at all.
They raping their own and not even going to jail.
Right. So if you gave this man 60 days in jail, but you said he was already credited for 50 days, so that's only 2 days in jail.
Yeah, please.
That's cool. My mom always my mom taught me a lot of stuff. She said, "Look here, baby. If one of them mess with you, put them down.
Mm-hmm.
Better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6."
Well, y'all, that's it as far as his punishment is concerned. That's it.
Yeah. That's all right.
Joke.
That's all right. He gonna run up on the right one day. And
Which is why I'm not upset with Bernie Sanders taking the stance that he took when it comes to the criminal justice system, as far as locking us up. That's why I'm not upset.
Yeah, because he gonna get locked up his damn self. He that leadeth into captivity will go into captivity.
Mm-hmm.
And Bernie Sanders,
exactly, brother.
Bernie Sanders is an Amalek. You see, one of the things that we as Israelites failed to do, that got us into this fix that we in right now, was we were supposed to slaughter every damn Amalek out there.
That was King Saul.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
King Saul messed up, and we got him. The Most High punishes nations. He don't punish individuals.
But you can understand why the Most High made that request. Look at what we're dealing with now.
Yeah, we should have slaughtered all of them. What ended up happening was they financed the Atlantic slave trade.
Yeah, but you know what? That was not all of our people's fault. That was the fault of King Saul. That's why the Most High put that judgment on him, and he ended up dying in battle.
Yeah,
you know, he was the one that died. So
because Judah wasn't no joke.
You know, the thing is, you know, that just go to show you when the Most High tell you to do something,
You
even
do
if you
it
don't fully understand, you get off your ass and you do it.
quickly.
He told you for a reason. Okay, he didn't tell you that for nothing.
That's just like your squad leader tell boy, get your go smell that ass up and get moving quickly.
You know, we have gone through so much. We have, you know, when I woke up this morning, sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'll have like certain people on my mind. I had Trayvon Martin on my mind when I woke up this morning. I thought about that boy, and he walking in the neighborhood where his father lives, and some deranged MFer came out the house harassing him. And
I have
walking through his father's neighborhood, going home from the store.
And
Something
this
artificial.
was not a deranged person, Lisa. This person hated black people, and he decided he was looking for him a soft target, and he found one.
Well,
Mm,
I look at everybody that hate black people as deranged people.
mhm.
Okay, well then,
Because racism is probably the most unnatural thing happening on this earth. There's
it's
nothing
not
about that. Didn't
no
have
doubt.
nobody went by that in biblical times. You don't open up no book and say, see somebody, oh well, they hate this person because they were black. Nobody did that mess. It's artificial.
Mm, mm, mm.
You know, it's artificial. It's made up. They had to make all of this stuff up, including racism, in order to elevate themselves. It's
Mhm.
all fake.
You
Yep.
know who I think about? When I think about all this crap, I think about something that happened on June 17th, 1944. Um, a, a, a little 5'1", 95 pound, 14-year-old boy named George Junius Stinney
Mm, mm,
was
mm,
put in South Carolina's electric chair and executed.
mm,
Mm,
mm, mm, mm.
I read his whole case file. It wasn't that big. They said that he murdered two white girls,
yeah.
picked them up and dragged them 300 yards. Okay, and threw them into a ditch.
No, honey, a white man did that murder.
Of course, a white man did that murder because ain't no way there was no physical evidence that even linked him
And
to
if
the
you look,
crime.
and if you look at those photos of George Stinney, he was small for his age.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
real small for his
And a
age.
14-year-old boy in 1944 wasn't thinking about no. It was like me when I was 7. I gotta tell you, when I was 7, I couldn't stand being around girls. I thought they had cooties and stuff.
Mhm.
You know, I didn't start becoming attracted to girls until high school.
Oh wow, you were late. I was attracted to boys in elementary school.
Me too.
I'm telling you, my sisters, I
You know,
couldn't
they
stand y'all. Y'all would get
I
on my
was scoping the boys out in elementary school.
Oh my
y'all would
goodness.
y'all would work a brother's last nerve back in them days. My mom going like, she likes you. I said, I don't like her. She's arrogant. She's an
Mhm.
idiot, mom. She needs to leave me alone.
No, I was like Lisa. I was looking at the boys in elementary.
Some little black boys were cute.
Mhm.
I mean, y'all look nice and everything. You know, with your dresses on. I mean, and back then, ladies wore dresses. They look bad to the bone. But still, I'm up here trying to learn.
Girl scared you in girl scared you in preschool and the job.
Oh my goodness.
No, I wasn't scared of boys. I was probably a little shy. I was shy back then, but I still thought some of them were attractive.
I thought y'all were nice and everything, but still, I'm going like there were times when I was thinking about something or doing something, they wanted to play, and I'm like, go away. I'm
Well,
busy
speak
right
for
now.
yourself, Anthony, because first girl I was attracted to when I was 7 years old, and I've been loving them ever since. I say, bring them on.
Oh, I love them now, dog. I love them like you wouldn't believe, Katie. But now who?
True Royal, do you
But
remember?
back
I
then,
don't know if y'all did this in school, but we did. We had eggs and we had to take care of our egg like it was a baby. And
Mm-mm.
what our teacher did was team, the girls up with boys, and like we were husband and wives, and we had to take care of the egg like that was our children.
No, I didn't have to do that.
So they did
no,
that.
I never did nothing like
So
that.
I never did that.
so funny. That was so funny. That I was teamed up with, the little boy I was teamed up with, got so into me being his wife, he was bringing me flowers to school. I mean, he really got into it. I was like, wow.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, we had to see what it was like for our parents to raise us. So part of our exercise, when we had eggs, they were hard boiled eggs. It was nothing
Mhm.
that was harmful. But we had to take care of the egg like it was our baby.
Wow. That
The
is
first
cute.
thing I learned how to do when it came to dealing with women was you would look in my mom's eyes all the time.
Mhm.
because she could have a smile look like it was going from one ear to the other. But if her eyes wasn't matching that smile, something was wrong. It was time for me to go across the street where Grandma at. Grandma protected me. Somebody about to get their butt toe up, and I ain't about to be there.
Wow.
Wow. But yeah, that was
That's
actually kind of funny.
that's so cute. Those were some innocent days. Mm-mm-mm.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah,
Yes,
but
sir.
I hate what our kids go through now with all this sleep.
I mean, but real talk though, you gonna have to get you back when I was 7 years old. You gonna have to get a magnet to get me off of a girl. Like real talk.
I don't blame you, man. Now, but see, back then when you were 7 as opposed to when I was 7, that's a difference of about a decade or so, man. So it's like you developed a little bit more faster than I did.
Mhm.
Okay, and if you want to speak on the subject of evolution, that's probably the only evolutionary thing that we as black folks ever went through because we came out human. Okay, Esau, he came out Neanderthal.
Mhm.
We were the ones that told him, hey, you need to wash your hands before you eat. Hey, you need to go and take a bath. You smell bad.
No, you know what the worst part about that, Anthony? The worst part about that is the Moors actually took baths in front of them
Just to
because
make them, just to know it was safe.
they thought the water was going to kill them.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Moors actually
Ooh.
stripped down, and the Moors, they were taking like 3 baths a day. They really kept themselves clean. So
Mhm.
what they would do is they would strip their clothes down in front of them, get in a tub, and actually wash themselves to show them they weren't going to die from the water.
Yeah,
Wow.
because they wouldn't take no, they wouldn't even change their underwear until they
They weren't
disintegrated off of
doing
them.
nothing. They weren't doing anything to keep
Ooh.
themselves clean. And
Hell no.
the Moors had to teach their asses how to take a bath and wash their ass.
They would take lice out of the hairy portions of their body and eat them.
Yeah, but
Oh
they
Lord,
remember what they said about lice, right?
save me. Lord have mercy.
You know what
Uh,
Ooh.
Ew.
lice, right?
Here I go with the nasties.
Lice
it
were,
was like that.
they claimed lice were a gift from the Most High.
Oh
They
Lord.
said they were delicious. I'm like, oh my
I
God,
can't. I
really?
can't. I can't.
I know, right?
Y'all gonna run me off. I can't deal with it.
You know what, the rich boy, in the summer, I do too, because I sweat so much, especially when I go out and garden. I take another shower at night,
Mhm.
you know, because that's one thing about me. I don't like being all sweaty and everything. If I'm like that, I gotta get in the shower.
My husband does that. When he do that yard, he hit that shower. He
Mm-hmm.
don't play that mess.
So
Mm-mm.
I
Yeah.
will get up and take one in the morning, and then after I get finished with my garden, I'll take another one.
And you know how black families is. If your ass is stinking, they will tell you too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Straight up.
Yep.
We don't mince our
Yeah,
words on that. You better go wash your ass.
on- you're right on that. Practicing good hygiene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I played baseball and stuff, and when my mom would bring me home from a game or from practice, and said, you know, you need to go and get in there, and get in the bathtub, give me that uniform so I can wash it.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, but
Yeah.
yeah, but we used to see teams come out there. They look like they just got through with practice.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Even when I was working on them construction jobs, them white boys would be stanking, man. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, because you work construction don't mean you need to stink.
Well,
and I see
a lot
people.
of times they'll wear the same damn clothes. I seen them do that in corporate America.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they would, Lisa.
They'll put on the same damn clothes
I
and
would
go
have,
to work.
I would have a clean uniform on every day.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't play that.
I used to, and you know what? I even had one white man tell me, "Oh, I wear the same pants all week long." That's disgusting.
Ooh.
It wasn't
I
even.
never forget my dad. I never get my dad was telling me a story about when he was in the military and how when they they had to do inspection and the drill sergeant came in and was doing the inspection, making sure everything was in order. And then they got to this one white guy's barrack and he didn't know it was his, because when someone finds something, no one's gonna really admit that it's theirs. So he took like a pen or something and picked up these drawers. And when he was and my dad was telling the story, he said the drill sergeant said, "Somebody's got funky underwear." and it turned and it and it was all and the thing is the guys in the barrack knew who it was because they knew that this guy was dirty, and
Damn.
it was one of the it was one and it was one of the white guys and everything like that. I mean, when he said it was dirty, the drawers was white when they bought them, but when they looked at them, they was like a brown color because they were never clean. So when the drill sergeant left, they said that the guys in there literally ran and turned on the shower and literally threw him in the shower and cleaned him.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
yeah, yeah. When I was in basic, they every time we had somebody that had that type of problem, everybody ended up having to do push-ups.
Ooh.
I did push-up. When I was at Fort Jackson, I did push-ups. The drill sergeant used to make me do push-ups all the way to China, and he got mad, and made me push China back.
Mm.
So yeah, It was like he was like, man, if you messed up, if one person in your platoon messed up, everybody got punished
So
for
if
it.
somebody got a funky ass, and everybody, oh, I would beat his ass.
Oh, we had many blanket parties, sis.
Let
Oh
me tell
no.
you something. Either that or they're gonna have to change them lame ass rules.
Mm-hmm.
That don't make any sense.
You know,
It was
all you
about
gotta
teamwork.
all you gotta do is just go wash your ass.
Yeah,
Damn.
Exactly.
probably
Well,
why that's probably why I don't like teams, Anthony.
yeah. Well, armies fight in teams. Lisa, it's like Micah Johnson. If it was like 10 of them, it would have been more than just 11 injured with 5 of them dead. It would have been a whole bunch of cops dead that day, and
Mm-mm.
a very short period of time too.
You know what made me laugh, y'all? When Micah Johnson happened, right? I had some troll come onto my page talking about Micah was a bad shot. I was like,
Shit,
"Don't
it
get your-"
wasn't that bad a shot.
I said, look at how many people he took out. Get out of here with that stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to use, and they used an explosive to take him down.
Yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
used the robot. Yeah.
No, he
Too,
was not no bad shot. He was picking them off.
yeah, too scared to go in there after him. That was just cowardly.
Yeah,
He was picking off who he wanted to pick off.
Yeah.
yeah, and he wasn't even trying to hit no innocent people. Uh, the lady that I read about later on, what happened to her was she caught a couple of shrapnel injuries. It wasn't no gunshot that hit her.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
It was some. She was just too close by. Some shrapnel hit her.
That shit spooked them.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It did. And you
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
remember you had Gavin that did it shortly after. Not even.
Mm-hmm.
And he knocked down 3.
That's what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying. It's not like they didn't take nobody out.
And then what they did was some of the YouTubers that he was watching, they was going to their house.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then what is that going to do?
And then some buck
Everything is always
dancing bootleg
overkill with
talking
them.
about, well, we didn't know he was like, yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did I tell you that some troll or whatever put me on the 4chan website?
Yes. Yes.
What website is that again, Terrell?
It's a white.
4chan.
I never heard of that website.
It's a white
It,
supremacist website.
Oh, okay.
it's almost like it's like a lighter version of like Stormfront or Daily
Okay.
Storm or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
they had put me on there, and like the troll basically revealed to me, well, to his ilk, that it was him that was responsible for getting my original channel getting taken down, and I guess the one after it getting taken
Oh, I
down
remember
too.
they did
And
that
he was
dirty shit to you.
basically saying that we need to band together to try and get this one taken down. I've already taken him down twice, but he keeps coming back like a bad herpes sore or something to that effect.
Wow.
I'm like, I'm really getting under their skin and everything like that, because he's like, he keeps spreading all this racist, anti-white rhetoric and everything like that, and they're gonna come for us. I'm like, oh my god.
Get out of here.
Well, they was over there. Lisa sent me an email. Giovanni was talking trash about me, KD. I think he even talked trash about Lisa too.
Mm-hmm.
These it's some trippy folks out here. Yeah, trip.
All we're doing is getting articles and just giving commentary on it, and they're going over the edge over that. That just
Mhm.
goes to show you how petty they really truly are.
The truth
Mhm.
hurts, Lisa.
They are some petty ass people.
The truth
Mhm.
hurts. The truth hurts.
Exactly.
Mhm.
When you telling the truth on somebody, it hurts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right, Tareen. It's not like he's saying you're lying. He just wants you to come
Yeah.
down, wants your
Never,
channel off.
it never said Taryn lied.
Ain't that something?
They ain't said none of us lied.
Mm-mm.
Well,
Yeah.
even about reparations, when you think about it, they're not saying that we are lying about deserving it. They just don't want to give it to us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're gonna give it to us, Lisa.
You know?
But the way it's gonna go down is we're gonna end up taking it out their ass,
Oh yeah, we're
Mm-hmm.
getting it. We're getting everything.
courtesy of the Most High.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're getting everything back. That's why I
And
said when we
we getting we getting everything they got, and we getting them too.
right. And you know what? That's why I said, Anthony, we can't lose no matter what happens. We're not going to be on the losing side of this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I will
And I
be
was listening
enjoying
to a
that day.
video that I was
But
just listening to a video that Professor Black Truth had did. He said when we get our tangibles and our reparations, don't think it's just going to be a one cycle type of thing and that's it. He said we're going to be getting this for years to come.
oh no, it ain't
He
no
like if every other if every other group can get this continuously all the time,
yeah,
we're getting ours and then some. As a matter of fact, we are the most
right,
owed people
Mm-hmm.
in this establishment when it comes to tangibles and reparations.
right. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
damn right. It ain't going to be no one-time deal. Here's one check. No, you're going to be paying for years to come.
Mm-hmm.
Money's gonna be coming to our gates continuously and forever, and any nation that don't will be completely destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Completely.
it's already in the plans. We're getting it all back. So
Yep.
no,
Like True World said, we are writing we already know the end of this one.
don't
Mm-hmm.
turn
Mm-hmm.
nothing down when it comes. Don't you turn nothing down because you don't like the faith that it came from. No, you take it.
Mm-hmm. And
Can
it,
I have
and,
your house? Would you like my house? Oh, sure. Give me the car and give me everything else. And while you at it, you can clean this motherfucker up and work for me too. How much you pay me? Nothing.
Mhm. I'll be the everything you got. And by the way, when you vacuum out my car, vacuum it.
But I'm gonna hey, do. Anthony. But hey, Anthony, isn't that how they did us? Didn't they use us for slavery and paid us nothing? Pay the
That's it
ass double in
precisely.
return.
Yep.
I'm gonna
They
do
gotta
them
do
like
it
I'm
for
gonna do them
1,000
like
years.
I'm gonna
We
do
did it
them
4
like
times.
I'm gonna do them like Pops did. I'm gonna do them like Pops did in Friday. I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call him in from outside, and when they ask why are they there, I'm gonna say, can you pass me the remote?
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
But
funny.
you know that actually that's too nice. That's too nice. I'm not going to say, Pat, can you pass me the remote? I'm gonna say, pass me the goddamn remote.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When
Yeah.
they bow down to me, they better not even raise their eyes up, or I might remove one of their heads.
You know,
Say that.
I got white neighbors on the other side of me. They just got new paved out their driveway, got new siding on. That's going to be great when I get that house. Putting new siding on, manicuring the lawn. Yeah, that's going to be great. That's going to be my house.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, because we're gonna own the land.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
And if I decide to move you,
care of everything.
then so be it. Well, I may not move you, but I mean not move your house, but I will find a way to move you because I'm have Oh, plans for that
Mm-hmm.
house. definitely. I'm getting them rubies. I'm getting them chains. I'm getting all that. I'm getting a car. I'm getting a brand new. I'm getting a brand new keys. All of it. Give me all that shit.
True
Yeah.
royal.
I'm,
Yes.
I'm thinking of some more diabolical stuff,
Royal.
my brother KD.
Yeah.
What you think, Lisa?
You know, you check out who's keeping their house up on the street where you live, because that's going to be your house.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I know a couple of them. You know, I live around. I live in snow country. Lord. Mm-mm-mm.
You keep looking at them snow country houses, because all them houses are going to be yours.
It's one way up the hill I like too. My
Oh,
husband keep
you've
driving.
been eyeing them already.
That's okay. You're looking
Yeah.
at your reparations right there.
Okay. Okay. Yep. Yep. The only thing that I'm not gonna let them do is in my house, but they can do some shit outside my house. I just don't trust the enemy.
Mm.
But no, no,
You know
no.
what's
But
so
they.
funny? It's funny that we're mentioning this right now because it's making me think of something Michael Jackson did back in the day, and that's when he got the Beatles catalog.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
because I was looking at a clip, and it was when David Letterman was still on the air, and he was interviewing Paul McCartney, and he said
him and Michael Jackson were having a conversation. And I think it was back in the early '80s when they did a collab of one of their songs,
Yeah, I
and he
remember.
was saying, and he was basically telling Paul McCartney that he was basically saying how the Beatles have this interesting catalog and everything like that. And he said, "You don't know it yet, but I'm going to end up getting it." Paul McCartney laughed it off, and what ended up happening a few years later?
Yep.
Well, you
He
know
ended
what?
up he ended up getting it.
Well, you know, they offered it to Paul McCartney first, and he didn't see the value of his own music. And then white people was laughing at him because you know after they did their collab and all that kind of stuff, then they fell out. But it was behind. It was
Hmm.
behind that. I remember distinctly because that was my yeah. I was just in. I think I just entered high school, and
Hmm.
I was keeping up with all that type of stuff back then.
And a lot of people didn't understand. See, a lot of people didn't understand how strategically business savvy Michael Jackson was, because a lot
Hmm.
of people was looking like, why in the world did he marry Lisa Marie Presley? I said for one reason, and that was to get Elvis's catalog, which he did end up getting.
Mhm.
Hmm.
After he married her, he made sure. Basically, it was a business deal for both of them, because she
Hmm.
wanted to get into the music industry, but she couldn't do it, so she got with him with a promise to her that she would get some music, and from him. He said, okay, if I can get your dad's catalog, then we'll go from there. And they made sure they both got something out of the deal out of it. And once that deal was done, they got a divorce.
Yeah. I mean, Lisa Marie cannot sing.
No,
She can't.
she sure can't.
She cannot sing. I don't know. Well, then again, to me, Elvis couldn't sing either. I thought he sounded horrible.
Mm, 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 mm.
I know his
He
fans
always
sing.
he just had he had some good backup singers.
Yeah, Elvis couldn't sing worth shit.
Mhm.
He
Mhm.
couldn't dance either.
Mm-mm.
But anytime you gotta look to us for your moves, you suck. Okay, I'm sorry, do.
Them old rickety moves he was making, please.
I don't know what they were going crazy over. I watched them old footage of him, and I'm like, I don't see.
They was talking about Oprah the other day, how she was excited that the Elvis Presley's family owned her family.
How the hell could you be excited about somebody that owns your
Cause she's
family?
a mammy.
She a
Not
straight
only
woman.
not only that, Elvis's whole catalog is straight ass. I don't know what the hell they was screaming about anyway.
Yeah, the white folks always
His catalog listen. His catalog may not have been all that to us, but to his fans and to those record labels he was with, it was something.
he was a
Yeah,
god.
So it's a lot of money in his catalog, which is why Michael Jackson had to get his hands on it.
right.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
also
yeah.
too,
That
and all,
Go ahead.
and also too, a lot of people don't know this, but Michael Jackson also tried back in the early '90s, maybe late '80s, to buy Marvel, the comics.
Oh,
And he was close to getting it, but the deal fell through.
yeah.
And I like to chime in over here in Detroit. He tried to build a park around Belle Isle, with another black business owner, but that fell through. So
Yeah,
that's how the casino deal came through here,
but you know
because of that failed.
But you know what? Remember back in the day, y'all, it was the MJ Foundation. It was Michael Jordan,
Hmm.
Magic Johnson, and Michael Jackson, and they were getting ready to set up funding for black businesses.
I remember that. I
Yeah,
remember that.
yeah. I mean, that
Hmm.
was like a big deal. I remember talking to people about that.
Hmm.
That was a
Yeah, but white society quelled that one.
yeah. They did. They were fearing.
But the nail in the coffin, with Michael Jackson and all of his acquirings was that Sony Publishing.
Yep.
Hmm.
That was the nail in the coffin. That was the icing on the cake. That solidified Michael Jackson's business legacy right there. Because no other black man, I think, ever has done that. Like, he owned not only the rights to his music, but to everybody else's music that was under that Sony brand, and he owned over half of it.
Yeah.
And he and to make it all better, he got on a public stage in front of thousands of screaming fans and called Tommy Mottola the devil.
Yes, he
Hmm.
did.
It sure did.
If you remember, one of those record packages that he had, part of that was Little Richard. And
Yeah, he gave it back to little. He gave it all back to him.
gave his rights to him outright. He didn't have to pay for it or nothing. He just gave it to Little Richard.
Yep, he sure did. He
He
sure
gave
did.
a brother giving something back to a brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sure did do that.
All right, y'all. I'm going to have to conclude the hangout because in probably another hour, I got to start another one on my secondary channel. But I want to thank everybody that came in the comment section. I want to thank everybody on the panel for being here this morning. We'll definitely be doing this again.
I had fun.
Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.
Even though I woke up.
Shalom, Lisa.
Yes.
All right.
All right, y'all.
All
And
right.
some of you, I'll see you on my other channel. Peace.
Okay.
All right.
Peace.
Yep.